51 days ago, something had to change. I didn't start with motivation. I started with one decision: just walk. At the beginning of the year, I knew something had to change. I wasn't myself. I started at the beginning of the year and I was like, January, I'm locking in. And that's what I said, I don't know, October, November of last year, that this year, going into 2026, I was gonna lock in and I was gonna do everything that I was supposed to do. But you know what happened? January 1st came, week 1 passed, week 2 passed, and I still had not done anything. And then at the start of week 3, January 19th, I decided I'm just gonna walk. Because up to that point, I was still doing the same things that I was doing to get congestive heart failure. And I was eating at restaurants. I was going to Zaxby's and Chick-fil-A and getting large Cokes 2-3 times a day. And it just got to the point where I was getting tired and I was just doing normal things. I was just laying around. I was not getting out of bed. I work remote. I would look down at my phone or at my watch and I would see I had only had 300 steps for the day. I mean, 300 steps. And that's when I knew like something had to change. One day I went to work and I got out of the car and I went to tie my shoe, but I had an epiphany. I realized that it was easier for me to take my shoe off, pick it up, tie my shoe, and then just drop it back on the ground and then put it on. That was much easier to do than it was for me to bend down and tie my shoe like a regular person. That's when I knew like something had to change. And then Chubbs passed away. Chubbs, my best friend, I mean, he maybe was 2 years old, but I left for work at 12 o'clock and then I got a call that he was unresponsive and that he wasn't breathing. And it had only been 4 hours, but that really hit me. You know, that made me look at life differently because it made me realize that if I didn't change, someone could actually find me just laying there unresponsive like Chubbs. So I was really thankful for Chubbs and the time that I was able to spend with him, and also the lesson that he taught me and reminded me of how important it is to take care of yourself and how short life really is. The doctor, they never really gave me any type of plan or anything when I left the hospital. So like I said, I was eating whatever, just laying around, wasn't exercising, wasn't doing anything. So I just decided that I would walk. And I would just start with something small. And that decision to walk really saved my life. Literally, I started walking and I started with 1 step. And after that, 1 step turned into 2. And as cliche as it may sound, 2 steps turned into 3. And I just kept walking. You know, I set a goal on my phone to do 4,000 steps and I was able to get 4,000 steps. Then I set a goal to get 5,000 and then I would get 5,000. Some days, you know, I would miss. But the most important thing was that I was moving, I was getting out, and I was really doing something to really improve my health. The funny thing is with me is notoriously around week 3, I always fall off. Whatever I'm trying to do, if I'm trying to study for a chess tournament, if I'm trying to learn a language, if I'm trying to eat healthy, somehow, some way around week 3, I sabotage myself and I end up quitting somehow, some way. I get sick. I'll twist an ankle if I'm trying to, get back in shape to play basketball. Something happens, but it was weird. Week 3 this time was different. Week 3, it didn't really feel like a chore. It didn't feel like an effort anymore. And then I really realized that this is really starting to become who I am. And that's how I started looking at it. Week 3 going into week 4 was so much easier than anything else. And I think it was because I just walked. I just slowly started building up momentum. And that really changed the game for me. So I walked, and around week 4, like I said, I just kept walking. It was sort of like a Forrest Gump moment where he said, I just kept running. And the funny thing that I noticed was that it was not just about walking. I learned that it was really about discipline and me being able to have the discipline to continue doing this. And the awesome thing is that discipline and walking started spilling over into other areas of my life. When it came to eating better, eating more healthy, I was making better decisions. When I was playing poker, I was making better decisions. I was folding a lot more hands than I would normally fold. When it came to language learning, I was actually doing the work and actually enjoying the lessons, showing up to the lessons prepared.
Down way. Down way. Sure. Hun one ka. Wo hun ka. Wo hun ka.
And when it came to piano, I started getting better and more disciplined with piano. And it all came with this mindset to just walk. So today is day 51, and I'm not done. I'm still going. So if you're tired or you're overwhelmed or you're stuck, don't worry about it. Just walk. Good morning. It's time to get going. Getting the morning walk in. 14,000 steps. Let's go.
Call your friends and make a plan. Let's have ourselves a date. No promises or consequence. We have no time to waste. We go from London to Paris, city to state. Drive 100 miles an hour, staying out too late. Living life as a nomad, take it day by day.